by the AFJROTC from East High School. Thank you all. You may be seated. We are pleased to recognize our presenting sponsors for today's Military May Luncheon. Please help me in welcoming Jared from High West Energy and Kathy from New Vision Federal Credit Union to come on stage. As the electric provider for F.E. Warren Air Force Base and most of the missile field, High West has been an unwavering supporter of F.E. Warren's mission and the men and women in uniform in our community. New Vision Credit Union also prioritizes military support year-round. They are committed to honoring the men and women of the military who protect our country and secure our freedoms. Thank you both for your unwavering support of our men and women in uniform.
Hello, everyone. We appreciate you guys joining us, and we're really very proud to be a sponsor of this event. I know Military May, this is the month that we dedicate and honor the military, but in our mind and High West Energy's mind, it's every day. We have a great partnership with Warren Air Force Base. We partner with them on the Air Force Base as serving them as a utility provider on that location. And as it was announced, we do serve a lot of the missile sites as well. The integrity, the honor, the support that you guys provide to us as just as residents, as people here in the United States will never be forgotten, and it always will be remembered. And just want to remind everyone of that. High West Energy has 6 veterans that we have employed here at our service, and some of them are still active in the reserves. So definitely a very strong supporter, and we just can't thank everybody enough for your commitment and honor and support, and to protect our country and protect us and our freedoms. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Dominguez, Chief Experience Officer at New Vision Credit Union, and I'm proud to welcome you to today's Military May Appreciation Luncheon. We're delighted to host this event and to partner with High West Energy once again to showcase our support of veterans and active military. And first, I'd like to thank Dale, Nora, and Danny at the Greater Cheyenne Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for being such a great partner in putting this event together. I'd also like to thank the Red Lion for preparing today's meals that you all are enjoying. And I'd also like to ask all of you to stand and honor those that have fallen with a moment of recognition. Thank you. A couple more introductions. We do have a table here, and I'd like to introduce Bonnie Lawrence, our branch manager at our 2 Cheyenne branches, and Cassie Stein, our assistant branch manager at our Converse branch. And a thank you to today's special guest, General Lutton, who I met earlier. Supporting the military is a long-standing New Vision social commitment. We host various military appreciation events throughout the markets we serve, from here in Wyoming, California, Arizona, and particularly in Alaska as well. Our brand focuses on the theme for the life you build. And it's thanks to people like General Lutton and our veterans here today and all throughout the US that we in America have the freedom and ability to build a better life for ourselves. So thank you all for coming. We plan to continue to sponsor this event and all the contributions made by the military with you all. Have a great afternoon, and know that everyone at New Vision appreciates all that you do and what you do today and every day. We hope you appreciate the video that we're about to play.
We pick up the children from the shelter, and then we bring them through. We pair them with either a firefighter or a police officer. They let them shop for themselves. Family members.
New Vision donated or matched basically the amount of money that we had last year. So now we have $13,000.
This is the lifeblood of what we are, building stronger communities and supporting those who need it most. Today, we were able to donate over 500 meals to APD as a token of our appreciation for all that they're doing for our community. We donated $2,500 to the Anchorage Cops for the Community. This is the least we can do to say thank you.
Make some room for the reindeer to come down.
They are ready. Here we go! The 2022 running of the reindeer. We are back! And here they come!
We're here today showcasing our new branch.
The Anchorage Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours is one of the most popular networking events in Anchorage, and boy, does it show.
I would like to donate a $1,500 check to Battle Dogs.
Thank you so much. This is actually the second donation that New Vision has actually helped us out with. We really appreciate it, and thank you all so much.
organization's commitment to the community is here to stay.
I just want to thank you all for coming out and donating blood. It's a very important cause. There's such a shortage right now, so we really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting our community.
Great to be at the new Wasilla branch, coming along quite well. Can't wait for members and our team to see it.
I do thank the Vision Credit Union for inviting us here.
So I'm excited that New Vision has this passion for financial literacy. Knowing that Vision are here to help, I think is really valuable.
It's changed my life. It has tremendous potential for each of you.
I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure my peers did too.
Thank you.
New Vision is offering us some lunch for first responders, police, and fire, and they're being a very generous donation, $2,500 to the outreach for both the police and the fire. So it's very generous and got some really delicious food out of it too. So yeah, it's been great.
You all make that, do so much in the community, including for youth programs and such. We just are here as part of the Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Just really more than anything, just to say thank you.
Wherever there's a veteran that needs a helping hand, we'll be there. We help build lives and strengthen communities.
The life you build.
The running of the reindeer in Alaska is maybe similar to our wild horse races here in Cheyenne. So thank you again, High West Energy and New Vision for your sponsorship. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors for Military May. At the Valor level, we have Blue Federal Credit Union, iHeart Media, and Town Square Media. At the Freedom level, we have Cowboy Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, Magpul Industries, RTC Wyoming, Number One Properties, TNT Customs, Burns Insurance Agency, Lennox Auto Body Repair, Uniwyo Credit Union. And at the justice level, Applebee's, AARP Wyoming, Capital Roofing, Durbar Nepalese and Indian Bistro, Factory Direct Trailer Sales, First Education Federal Credit Union, Holiday Motors, Holly Frontier Sinclair, Magic City Enterprises, Walmart store number 4653. Thank you all for your generous sponsorships. I would now like to ask Vicki Pyle, Wellness Advocate and Red Carpet Committee, to come forward and introduce our new chamber partners.
Well, happy Friday. As a chamber ambassador with the Red Carpet Committee, I get the honor of introducing new chamber partners to you today. In case you were wondering about all those people who wear red to chamber functions, the Red Carpet Committee is the welcoming committee for the chamber. It is our goal to get new partners engaged and contacted. We host ribbon cuttings, present beautification awards a couple times a year, and assist at chamber luncheons. See Mary Jane or one of us in red if you're interested in joining our committee. So I will start with our first company today that is new to us, and that is Sears Hometown, store number 3900. This is one of the employees at Sears is Foy, and he's a veteran with us today, just FYI. We've got some more honor here. This locally owned and operated appliance store is located in the Cheyenne Plaza between Durbar and Murdoch's. John, who is our manager, unfortunately, he's not here today with us because he's busy running the store. But John, the manager at Sears, has 50 years of retail experience. If you're in the market for appliances, outdoor living, tools, and garden equipment, when the going gets tough, Shop for the great deals at Sears Hometown for those outdoor and indoor purchases. Next, I'd like to introduce the AARP Foundation. John Kay is with us today representing them. The AARP Foundation manages the SCSEP, pronounced CCUP, program in Wyoming. They place participants age 55 or older who are unemployed in temporary assignments with nonprofit or government agencies, where they have an opportunity to sharpen and develop skills while searching for permanent work. CCUP uses federal tax dollars to provide a training stipend for the participants and cover workers' compensation. Welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce Ted Hanlon, the owner of Hanlon Processing Consulting. Ted serves the refining and chemical process industries. They focus on process optimization and reliability solutions that can be achieved without capital investment. Process engineering is the truest and original sense. Ted Hanlon earned his chemical engineering degree at the University of Wyoming. He has 42 years experience in the process industry. Welcome, Ted. Next, I have Physio, Sport, and Spine. We have Dr. Jamie Childs Everett, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Dr. Sarah Anderson, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and now I'm going to say it wrong. Kiera Carter, Physical Therapy Assistant. Physio, Sport, and Spine strongly believes that you deserve a different experience than what healthcare is currently providing. You've made a choice to prioritize your health, and they've made a choice to ensure your success. Rushed appointments are replaced with detailed assessments, skilled treatments, and uninterrupted one-on-one sessions. Together with you, they will build a plan to reduce your pain and to come alongside you in your long-term journey, because better happens here. We have Bonnie Berry and Melissa Swalla with Number One Properties. They are both realtors at Number One Properties. Although new to Number One Properties, Bonnie has been in the local real estate industry for over 30 years and is always willing to share her vast knowledge of the rapidly changing real estate market. She works diligently on each transaction with professional care. Bonnie and her husband have raised their 3 children in this terrific community, and they have added spouses and 4 granddaughters to their family. Melissa Swalla easily engages with people and keeps their real estate goals in the forefront of her mind when assisting her clients. She is active in many community activities, including competitive volleyball. Melissa knows the community very well, as she and her husband, Dustin, are both natives of Cheyenne, and they have 2 of those granddaughters. Bonnie and Melissa, welcome to your business. Now I have Durbar Indian and Nepalese Bistro with beer route. Durbar incorporates quality ingredients into their recipes, offering family-style foods that are prepared with sensitivity and care. Their team specializes in homemade, authentic selections from Nepal, India. They believe in authentic and quality food. With the perfect mix and blends of all the best spices, they always try to spice up your life. Welcome, beer. Awesome. And our last one for today, the Wall Shop of Little Treasures, owners Larry and Susanna Wall. The Wall Shop of Little Treasures is a home decor and furnishings women's clothing and accessories with unique one-of-a-kind items for sale. Their commitment is to make the shopping experience with them fun, convenient, and satisfying, which makes them a special store. They're located at 104 West 17th Street. Go in and enjoy tea or coffee while you shop. Welcome, you guys.
Well, today, Governor Mark Gordon was going to be here, but was unable to. He will be here for the June luncheon. But he had declared May Military Appreciation Month, and I would like to read the governor's proclamation on his behalf. Whereas the freedom and security that citizens and the United States enjoy today are direct results of the bloodshed and continued vigilance given by the United States Armed Forces over the history of our great nation. And whereas the sacrifices of the members of the United States Armed Forces and the family members that support them have preserved the rights and liberties that define and have enriched this nation. And whereas in 2004, the United States Congress passed the resolution proclaiming May as National Military Appreciation Month, calling all Americans to remember those who gave their lives in defense of freedom and to honor the men and women of our armed services who have served and are currently serving our country together with their families. And whereas the month of May was selected for the display of patriotism during this month, we celebrate Victory in Europe Day, Military Spouse Day, Loyalty Day, Armed Forces Day, National Day of Prayer, and Memorial Day. And whereas the recognition of Military Appreciation Month will allow us to pay tribute to the brave men and women who have served and those who are still serving today. Now, therefore, I, Mark Gordon, Governor of the state of Wyoming, do hereby proclaim the period of May 1st through May 31st, 2022 as a special time to show appreciation for our military and proclaim it as Military Appreciation Month in the state of Wyoming. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Scott Fox, Vice Chairman of the Military Affairs Committee, to come forward and join me in presenting this year's Cheyenne Trophy Awards.
Thank you, Tanya. Well, good afternoon. My name is Scott Fox, and I'm from the Cheyenne Regional Medical Center Foundation and the Military Affairs Committee. And it's our privilege today to present the annual Cheyenne Trophy Awards to the outstanding Air Force, Air National Guard, and Army National Guard units of the military. The Military Affairs Committee Cheyenne Trophy is presented annually to men and women of the United States Armed Forces whose mission accomplishments, patriotism, off-duty volunteerism, and community involvement have made a significant contribution resulting in a positive impact to the city of Cheyenne and its residents. So we'll start with the winner of the 2021 Cheyenne Trophy for the U.S. Air Force 90th Missile Wing, and that is the 790th Missile Security Forces Squadron. Could I please have representatives from the 790 come on up here? It says stand, but we want you to come up on stage. So you got more people here, right? Bring them all up. The 790th Missile Security Forces Squadron epitomizes high values of duty, honor, courage, loyalty, commitment, integrity, and selfless dedication to the United States nuclear deterrence mission. The 790th Missile Security Forces Squadron performed as the 90th Missile Wing's top weapons defense unit, protecting $3.3 billion in nuclear assets within a 9,600 square mile area of responsibility located within the states of Colorado, Nebraska, and Wyoming. Many 790 defenders graciously serve the Cheyenne community in numerous ways, whether it's providing over 150 volunteers for CFD, partnering with Wyoming's big brothers and big sisters as mentors, or organizing teams that raise the most money for Special Olympics of Wyoming. The distinctive accomplishments of the members of the 790th Missile Security Forces Squadron reflect great credit upon themselves in the United States Air Force. Congratulations to the 790th Missile Security Forces Squadron. I should probably. Next, we'll present the winner of the 2021 Cheyenne Trophy for the Wyoming Army National Guard. And the winner is the 115th Field Artillery Brigade. Could we have representatives from the 115th please come up? Within Wyoming, the 115th Field Artillery Brigade consists of over 675 soldiers. In response to the Capitol riots, they provided company-sized units from January through April to provide security and stability to Washington, D.C. in support of the peaceful onboarding of our commander-in-chief. Over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, the organization provided volunteers as needed throughout the state of Wyoming to augment hospitals in need of support to facilitate COVID response through Operation Patch Adams. The soldiers supported hospitals and other entities in Sheridan, Gillette, Casper, here in Cheyenne, Laramie, Riverton, and Rock Springs. The 115th has shown their commitment to support Wyoming and provide their Guard soldiers to support our communities. Congratulations to the 115th Field Artillery Brigade.
What?
The winner of the 2021 Cheyenne Trophy for the Wyoming Air National Guard is the 243rd Air Traffic Control Squadron. They are definitely here. Could you guys and gals please come up to the stage? The 243rd Air Traffic Control Squadron distinguished itself by exceptional meritorious service. The 243rd charged into 2021 by demonstrating rapid and agile combat training support with highly sought after skills in 3 specialty areas. The day after Cheyenne's century-breaking snowfall, the Hawks overcame all odds to successfully convoy the entire unit to Fort Carson, Colorado, and qualified on small arms. After a summer full of 22 local Wyoming recruiting events and parades, the 243rd led the largest 3-day air show in Cheyenne history, with 37 STEM displays and just over 10,000 visitors. The 243rd strongly and proudly represented the Wyoming Military Department by comprising 70% of the wing's airmen deployed in support of Operation Inherent Resolve and Operation Freedom Sentinel. With only a 48-hour notice, where they organized and aided in the recovery and bed down of over 7,500 displaced Afghan refugees. Finally, the 243rd Air Traffic Control Squadron was awarded the Adjutant General's first ever Ride for the Brand Unit of the Year, grading both Army and Air units in the 4 major categories of end strength, lethality, responsiveness, and partnerships. Congratulations to the 243rd Air Traffic Control Squadron. To all award recipients, we are beyond grateful of your service to our country, your commitment, and to our community. Thank you. Will never quite be enough, but that is what we have to offer today, plus some trophies. We extend our appreciation for all that you've done and will continue to do now. Please welcome Dale Steenbergen to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, for you air traffic control guys, can you talk just a little slower when I land in Cheyenne? I was educated in Oklahoma. Sometimes you guys go just a little bit too fast for me. What's good to have everybody and see this wonderful crowd to recognize our men and women in uniform. And as we celebrate them throughout the month of May, You know, it's my personal belief that certainly this nation is blessed, that God has blessed us from the beginning. And while there are a lot of things to be thankful for, what he has truly blessed us with are people. And you saw that today. There are still men and women in uniform that every day wake up and their only goal is to make sure that you and your families rest safely and peacefully at night. So let's give all those award winners one more round of applause. Thank you guys very, very much. You know, a few years back when Andy Warshak was the MAC chair, hi, Andy. He thought he was going to get off, but he ain't going to get off. So he was trying to explain to an Okie the difference between Memorial Day and Military Appreciation Day and Veterans Day. So what we said was, well, look, just in the month of May, we're just going to celebrate the military from stem to stern. That way I don't ever mess up, right? So one of the things we'd like to do is to recognize people that are currently in the military or have served in the military. So if you have served in the Navy, please stand up and let us recognize you. But Representative Henderson, they didn't let you drive a boat or anything, did they? They did. Wow, I'm impressed. Do we have anybody from the Coast Guard? So how did you end up running the airport? It's kind of a shift there. Glad to have the new director at the airport. He's been a good supporter and we're appreciative to have him. How about Marines? I know somebody's going to make a joke about the woman stood up for the Marines and I was the only one, but we won't tell anybody. Thank you so much for your service, man. And last but not least, and certainly, not last but not least, we have the Aarp General Porter. He'll never let me live that down. Yeah, we'll do that. So if you have served in the Air Force, please stand up and let us recognize you. And with my deepest apologies, General Porter, if you have served in the United States Army, please stand up and let us recognize you. Thank you guys all very much for your service. And General Porter, I'm sorry that Max Correa was one of your people, but you know. Who's that? Oh, Space Force. Yeah. So we're trying to stand that up this week in the state, right? So if anybody in Space Force here? Yet? Not yet, but one of these years. Max, what'd you do? Drive a tank? You're on tanks. Max and Burns Insurance, great supporters of the chamber. We appreciate them in more ways than you can count. So just a couple of things for you. So the Military May Barbecue is May 21st. Please, if you know folks that are in the military, get them to that barbecue. We're giving away some cool stuff, feed them dinner, games, and events for the children. So really a neat event. And thank you to all our sponsors who helped make that happen. June 17th is our annual banquet. So please put that on your calendar and make sure that you attend with us. If you'll remember, what we do with that now is just recognize outstanding people in our community and things they've done over the last year. Also, Leadership Cheyenne applications are open now. They're due June 10th. So if you have somebody in your office that needs to get into Leadership Cheyenne, please get them to fill out an application and get them into that valuable program. All right, so we'll do a free lunch drawing. So the free lunch drawing goes to Chance W. Walkema. So he's the chief of police in Pine Bluff. So Chance, see my staff? And oh, there you are. And for half pot, there is $196. $027,411. All right. So I would also like you guys to give an applause to Tanya. Stephen Fotades called me after I was already here, and he is ill today. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And I said, hey, Tanya. And stuck it in front of her face, and she said, I'll do it. So we love to have board members like that give to their community. So give her a warm round of applause as she comes back up to introduce our speaker.
Surprise. All right, thank you, Dell. Today, as we support the men and women in the armed forces, there is no one more appropriate to be today's speaker than the man who is responsible for the 12,000 plus airmen and women who serve our community in the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Major General Michael Lutton to the stage.
Thanks, and it's great to be here, and sincerely appreciate the honor of having an opportunity to speak with the chamber, and just thank you for what you're doing every day for our airmen and their families, as well as our teammates in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Space Force. It's just an honor to be here representing the 12,500 women and men of 20th Air Force who are on alert right now, defending the homeland. It's just an honor and privilege for Brenda and I to be back in Cheyenne, where we started our family 31 years ago. So I have a couple comments. The first one, I wanted to break a little news. It takes great leaders to achieve great things. And I wanted to recognize Kathy Barrington. Kathy's been an outstanding leader within our command for over 20 years. Yesterday, it was publicly announced that her wing is the #1 intercontinental ballistic missile wing in Air Force Global Strike Command for 2021. So for our elected officials, thank you for what you do serving our nation every day. And for General Porter, thanks, sir, it's an honor to serve alongside you and Robin. And Brenda and I couldn't think of better teammates to do that. I'd be remiss if I didn't also point out among the many things in May is Military Spouse Appreciation Day is today. So say again, Military Spouse Appreciation Day is today. If you've forgotten, you've got half a day to remember. Without getting too emotional, President Reagan established that in 1984 as first officially recognizes the sacrifices and contributions of military spouses. I have not deployed overseas into a combat zone either in Iraq or Afghanistan, but when you look at my duty history, I have been on the road for over 3.5 years. And when I look at that as a military member, my daughter, who'll turn 22 this July, is really 19 to me, and my son, who's 25, is really 22 to me. 3 of their years, we haven't been together when you total it up. And so who's been there? Fathers have been there, mothers have been there, partners have been there, taking care of that family so we can get after the business of this nation and defend this nation. So I think it's incredibly important to recognize our military spouses. 92% of those military spouses are women. 34% of work that they do requires licensure. And I wanted to point out in particular for Wyoming is a leader in licensure. Military spouse interstate license recognition, which Wyoming has led, granting 3-year free temporary licenses and expedite of full licensure for military spouses who are in good standing with another state. It's incredibly important to our families. It's incredibly important to our communities that we live in. And I just wanted to recognize the state of Wyoming for leading in that effort. Many of you have heard me say this before. We have a great history with the fort, now the base, and the city of Cheyenne. We grew up together. It's an inseparable relationship that's delivered national security since 1870s. And we're continue to do that as in the history of our nation. We look forward to doing that. There have been great units that have been stationed at that fort, to include the 90th Missile Wing. We also count those great units as the Buffalo Soldiers, the 9th and 10th Cavalry, 24th and 25th Infantry Regiments, and the 24th and 25th Infantry Regiments were featured in Cheyenne Frontier Day in 1898, which really solidifies the bond with the base and the community and the state. And we could not think of a better place to serve our nation than right here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and right on the Front Range. And it's a great partnership, and I know that partnership will be critical to delivering the Sentinel. The Sentinel is our new intercontinental ballistic missile that we as a community are going to have to deliver for our nation. When I say as a community, that will require a team sport across almost 12,000 miles to get that missile in the ground, get it on alert, and deter potential adversaries. It's something we've done before. It's something we've done before in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. So when we look at this, it's a new missile, but our communities understand how to do this business. We also in the military, Kath and I also understand that we can't do it without communities. And part of that as leaders with Kathy's leadership is listening to the communities, listening to the concerns the communities have, but not only listening to it, but addressing the concerns of the community, okay? It is a challenging world that we find ourselves in today. I'm gonna read you some dated information. It's about 4 years old. It's from the Defense Intelligence Agency, which focused on 5 themes in foreign nuclear development and proliferation, primarily with Russia, China, and North Korea. The Defense Intelligence Agency, which is the primary intelligence agency for our chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the United States military, assessed the following. There will be an increasing number of capabilities of weapons in existing programs in Russia, China, and North Korea. There will be enduring national security threats to weapons and the security of weapons material in those countries. Those countries, Russia, China, and North Korea, will develop new delivery systems with increased capabilities. Russia, China, and North Korea will develop nuclear weapons with smaller yield, greater precision, increased range for military or coercive use, all done with large-scale nuclear testing. This is a considerably different world than I started out in 1991, but we find ourselves in this world. And I cannot underscore the importance of getting Sentinel in the ground and on alert to deter those potential adversaries. And it's going to take leaders like Kathy that do that, but it's also going to take our civic leaders and elected officials in the room that are going to do that as well. I can't think of a better team to do it. We've done it before, we can do it again. I'm also proud to lead the 12,500 women and men of 20th Air Force. We're our most diverse force in history. Our diversity of experience, our diversity of thought, and our diversity of history make us the most lethal combat force in the United States Air Force. Bar none, that is a fact. It is not a boast. There is nobody else on alert right now in our United States Air Force. Kathy's wing is on alert. Anita Fugate-Opperman's wing is on alert up in Malmstrom, and Chris Menaway's wing is on alert up in Minot, North Dakota. There are no other wings on alert in the United States Air Force. It's critical that leaders like Kathy and I shepherd those airmen, lead those airmen, care for those airmen, and care for their families so they can deliver Sentinel for our nation. I'd like to conclude with a couple thoughts. As you continue to have your dialogue as civic leaders, as elected officials, I think it's important to understand what our Air Force is doing. Our Air Force is modernizing its nuclear force. This is about modern nuclear force that is going to deter a People's Republic of China, that is going to deter a Russia, that is going to deter a North Korea. It is not about more nuclear force. It is about a modern force. It's about a modern force in very uncertain times when the national security of our nation could be threatened by any one of those actors. And you can see this playing out on TV today. I couldn't be more privileged and more humbled to serve those 12,500 airmen and families. And it's great wingmen like Kathy that I'm proud to serve alongside. So thank you so much for what you do for our nation every day. And I'd be happy to take any questions if you have any. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, got some questions. Okay. So the Gray Wolf, the MH-139, I've had a chance to fly in it twice this year. I flew in it once in North Philadelphia, and then I had a chance. The Irish Air Force flies the MH-139. My previous aide-de-camp and I had a chance to go to Ireland and actually fly the MH-139. She actually flew the MH-139. I did not. It's a great aircraft. It should be here third quarter of 23 at Malmstrom Air Force Base is where it'll go first. Kathy, do you have the exact date for when it gets here? I want to say it's a 25 timeframe. Yeah, so it's talking about the Gray Wolf, the MH-139. It's an exceptionally modern aircraft, glass cockpit, very, very capable, but considerably larger than the venerable Huey and in the rotor disc. So we cannot put it in the same facilities. We'll also develop these facilities as a part of a larger military construction budget in the millions of dollars for the installation, as well as out in the missile complex. One of those efforts is the Tactical Response Force facility and the MH-139 facility. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, General Lutton, and to all of our active and retired military members. Thanks for coming today, and thank you for supporting our Chamber of Commerce. We look forward to seeing you at the luncheon in June, where we'll hear from Mark Gordon. And have a great weekend. Happy Military Day, happy Military Spouse Day, and have a nice sunny day.